My name is Eduardas. I'm Chief IT Developer at Nordea / Snowflake Technologies. In practice, it means that my job is to promote modern way of working in a company and working especially with Snowflake technology. I like programming, I like data. I am 20 years in data warehousing. I don't like data warehousing projects. I have never been in a project where I was satisfied with. And it's partially because of reality, but partially because of my personality. I am Lithuanian, Russian, Polish, and people with such a mix, we are not patient. And we have this, we notice negative things more than positive. So we are optimized for dissatisfaction. But at the same time, we are quite courage to challenge the status quo and to improve things. And luckily, my organization changed the business strategy recently, and they also want to challenge current status quo in data warehousing projects. We want to do better time to market, better quality. So this is the time when my personality matched the business strategy. And this is how I got the privilege to be in charge of yet another one data warehouse at Nordea, where I am in charge of data delivery, for the project delivery and execution mainly. So I am all technical guy. So I'm coding, I am doing pull request review, and now my responsibility is to convince people how to work in a better way. Okay, you already know who is me, who am I? A few words about a company who is sponsoring my trip to this conference. Nordea is a very big company operating in 20 countries, 30,000 employees, 4.6 thousand people from IT units. We are the biggest IT shop across the region. It should give you some understanding what is the company. And I belong to Swedish office. And people in Sweden, you need to know this culture. You cannot come just and say, you will work DevOps way. It doesn't work. So you have to get buy-in. So people really need, you need to convince people. You cannot dictate. It's not this country. So this country is of cooperation, coordination, compromises. You really, literally need to sell idea. Otherwise, they will simply say, "Oh, you are just jerk." Yeah, I will not do it. Yeah, I will do it old school. Okay, then how to convince? You need to scare. You need to present the reality of this industry in such a way so people start to really think. What we see here we have metaphors for all data warehousing, no, for most common data warehousing sins or problems. Sisyphus, never-ending requirements, overchanging, never-ending story. You think data warehousing project will end? No. It's never-ending story. Yes. Babel Tower. Miscalculation, miscoordination, misunderstanding, politics. Think you are building a data warehouse. You are building a system which might challenge someone's authority. Someone might not like it. Some teams might not cooperate. Right? Iceberg. It's invisible complexity. Overstaffing. You think you just put one more dimension in the information layer. Dream on. You need to pass all the layers, right? So it doesn't go fast. Titanic. It's overtrust for technology. You think we go to Snowflake and it solves all the problems? Dream on? No. If you are not doing monitoring of your cost spendings, of your resource consumption, then you'll have problems later. This military construction, it's from First World War, when French built it in east side with German's border. What does it represent? Wrong solution in wrong place. You think you solving current problem. Once you did it, the person who asked it already left the bank. So these are the biggest problems. You literally need to scare people, educate them. People who are involved in data warehousing projects, they are not always professional data warehousing professionals, right? You literally need to educate. So you scared them. Next, you propose solution. You start to talk about DevOps. DevOps is such a way of working when people meet each other. Yes, business, operations, they communicate. You have this stream of CI/CD pipeline. It's always continuous, right? The river. You have observability tower, which means that you monitor everything. Everything is under control. You have this architecture which can produce in whatever conditions. So from whatever place the wind will blow, then it will produce. And most important, automation, right? A beehive, everything is automated and disciplined. So you start to talk about DevOps. Of course, they will tell you that, look, it's a fairy tale. It's old school. DevOps, it's already not like the latest technology, the latest trend. The latest trend, it's BizDevOps, it's SecDevOps. And yes, and when you start to explain what was the evolution of DevOps, but DevOps is just a name of efficient software development process. In different periods, it was different. So now DevOps literally means no ops at all. So you have self-healing complications. Literally, in our case, operation guy, what is he doing? He's pressing the button when we are deploying the changes. That's it. All the rest is self-reportable, self-healable. Okay, then next. Let's say you explained that DevOps is just a software delivery performance. When the natural question we will ask, why? Why should we care? We already have good life. Contractors are happy. Project managers are happy. When you just need to explain that, okay, it will improve your business, the stock price will go high, the sales go high, but it's just a bullshit, of course. We know in a big organization, you can be a perfect development team. Yeah, you can be a gang of, all this agile manifesto, and it will not help with pandemia. It will not help with when some elections will come in a neighborhood country, and your shares will go down. So people are smart. This commercial performance doesn't fly. But what fly, the argument which fly, it's non-commercial performance. This is what you need to use when you try to introduce DevOps. You literally start to say, look, I want to be a happy developer. I want to be satisfied with my job. I want to respect myself. I want to produce in this life something. And it will be sold. So it's like, imagine you're LeBron James, and you're just joining the team, which environment where you cannot show all your master class. You finally will leave this team. even if you're like LeBron. So yeah, you can pay huge money, introduce very good talents, but they will leave if the environment is not helping them to perform. It might also not help. When you're using the final argument, you're saying it's not what I'm telling you, because they might not like you, right? You're starting to refer to science. In industry, already like 10 years, every year, very solid investigation is happening, report is produced. There are like more than around 40,000 professionals give their opinion about what helps to do better development. And it's all based on scientific approaches. When you simply say, look, dear stakeholders, there is a report. You don't trust me, you should trust science. Please read this book. It's Accelerate. It was based on all this report. It was written by scientists who proved that all these like dependency, like development performance impacts your commercial performance, your non-commercial performance. It's all proved. And finally, you just say, please read the price for Accelerate. Anyone that doesn't read this book will be replaced by someone who has. And that might help. So, what do we really care when we are talking about performance? Velocity? All these safe procedures? No. It's simple. It's only 4 metrics. Change lead time. From the moment, actually, as a developer, I created pull request, till moment it's deployed on production, this is change lead time. Deployment frequency, change fail rate, fail deployment recovery time. That's it. It's all you need to know. You measure these 4 points and you will be all set. Once you measure them, you can say, wait, to what group you belong? No one wants to be a loser, right? So you measure yourself, you find yourself that you are actually doing deployments every 6 months or once time per 2 months, and you find yourself as a low performer. And it's uncool, right? You don't want to be like that. You want to be like elite or high performer. And here your project manager can say, okay, it doesn't look logical. So you are saying, if your change lead time is less than 1 day, and you deploy very frequently, you have less number of problems, your change fail rate is so small, it doesn't fit this management triangle, right? It's like cost, speed, and quality. In IT, it's all these 3 measures are possible. So if only you have capability to promote the change in less than 1 day, to deploy on demand, then your quality will be higher. Okay, just for your information, there is very simple way to check your performance. Strongly recommend to go, measure yourself, and give it to your management. So we know where you are. And management, believe me, we don't want to be like losers, of course. So we are like a low performance. Let's put like a goal for the next year where we'll be like at least 1 level higher. And it's also your interest as a development team. Okay? So now software development performance is, of course, it impacts all our performance. But what impacts software delivery performance? It's continuous delivery. This is like a book published in 2010, 15 years ago. This is the time when continuous delivery discipline actually was coined, and everything was invented. Before this, it was extreme programming, but continuous delivery is the answer for, first of all, delivery performance. Okay, what to do? What this man say? With a kind of word and gun, I can achieve more. It doesn't work anymore in our society. But he is right. It just the gun is different now. We have this carrot and stick method, right? We don't have stick anymore. We have only carrot. We have bigger carrot and less big carrot. And how in this condition we can enforce performance? When you don't have sticks, you have no punishments anymore. You have only carrots. And here we are. Today, they are our guns. Empower a team. Okay, it's not gun, it's a kind word, yes? It's a kind word. Gun is something what enforces team to behave in such a way that when quality and productivity is high. What are these? Track-based development. If I establish track-based development, you have to follow it. Regular code reviews. You cannot not to do it if we have such a rule. Feature toggling. You set that up. You cannot avoid it. These are our guns. We just do them by book. Place for experimentation. Made a separate database for your developers. When you cannot complain like, I don't have a place for experimentation. Do all these items, and you will have elite performers. You will be qualified as an elite performer. It's easy to say, but hard to do. No, how to say hard? First thing is hard. It's literally hard. Because it's hard because we think we know what empowered team means, but we so do not know about it. In my childhood, we had a bubble gum. It's called Love Is. It had this educational purpose to teach kids what love is. So, girls don't kick boys' butts and guys don't pull a girl's hair. The same we need to do to teach what is empowerment. What do we do, guys, now? We are grown up now, right? We work in IT. What do? We drink coffee, right? So why not to use this as an instrument to promote education on empowerment? And here you see all these aspects of empowerment. Autonomy. If your team is not autonomous, you will never have good performance because you will be dependent on someone else. Accountability. If I, as a developer, I just finished my code, I threw it away to testers, I don't care about how it will be deployed, it's not accountability. You literally need to close the ticket when it goes to production. Then it's accountability. Clear purpose and vision. Make sure everyone in the team understand why we are doing what we are doing. Direct access to feedback. We have this product owner role. Do we really think that product owners always represent end user interest? Not always, but it makes sure that your team do have access to end users. Psychological safety. If I'm afraid to make a mistake, when I will avoid to do anything. So making mistakes should be actually encouraged. It's just your job is to make this mistake be easily fixable. Access to right tools. If I'm the developer, I need to go to another environment to create a unit test. It will not fly. I will hate my job. Everything should be from the same environment. Technical excellence. If I am not competent in some making data vault modeling, then it's my problem that the management don't trust me, right? They have a reason not to trust me because I'm not competent. So what do? You just go and pass some exams. You prove them that, look, yeah, I have a paper. I can do it. Do you have a paper? But I have paper now. So, continuous improvement. We have in SAFe, who is doing SAFe? Oh, poor, yes. I think it's only one person. They have this ritual, improvement some session. We do improvement session every morning. You don't need to have it in your methodology, project management methodology, like, okay, one time a month we are doing we are brainstorming what we can do better. Do it every day. Good. When you need to practice it. Let's try to practice which team is empowered team and which team is not. Now let's take a look, for example, Matrix. Do we have technical excellence? Is Neo has technical excellence? Does he accountable? Yes. Unusual suspects. What's the problem with them? Psychological safety. Of course. They're afraid of failing. They don't know why they are doing what they are doing. Eventually, it was a bad story. The office, remember? No, office space, sorry, office space. Developers cannot talk to customers, right? Nonsense. So again, psychological safety. Why am I showing it? Just use it as a method to practice what is empowered team. When you drink coffee, when you can discuss, okay, I watched this film, how you watched, did you watch Ocean 11? Do you think it's empowered team or not? Just a small talk. But this is basics. Literally, if you don't know what is empowered team means, your management will try, okay, wait, you literally need to know what does it mean in order to ask it from your management. This is your management job to establish it. If I don't have autonomy, you just come and say, look, I am not empowered. How come you're not empowered? Or you just can do everything. It's not belong to from me only. I need to go to this team, to this team, to this team. Am I autonomous? No? Good. So, and now it will be all technical stuff. And now again, loosely coupled architecture. It's all about changeability. Whenever I do my technical decision, I think, okay, I know it will be changed. How to do it so to change it easily? Because everything will be replaced. Everything will be like a first iteration, it will not fly. When you will think, okay, let's change it, let's change. And the cost of change actually imply, it's everything. So all you're doing is it's changing your software. Data modeling methodology about the same. We are using Data Vault 2.0. Why? Because it's very scalable. It's a clean architecture. It's again, you cannot do it wrong. If only you trained if only you know how it works, then you just do by book. So you don't have much freedom to fail here. We are loading 400, at this moment our core layer is 400 tables, something like that. We all load it in parallel. Why? Because Data Vault 2.0. The key is always hashed. And Snowflake gives you this MD5 hash algorithms. Really, I strongly recommend to do it. Why? Just because you will do it by book. You know that your core layer will be automatically created. You will not have this problem that, okay, now we have to model this subject area. How many tables do we have? We have like 20 tables in stage, in core. How much time it will take you in core? Like 2 weeks. No, it will be done automatically now. So in our project, in the data warehousing project, the key resource is data modeler. So data modeler is just defining in XML file transformation, and it goes to the very core layer. Everything as a code. What are the building blocks of data warehouse? Database, right? Some tool to go to source system, extract data and then put to your database. Test, of course, test. Some configuration, of course, documentation. So put it all in one repository and have nice, clean way of managing it. Don't do, what can be the opposite way? You have database in one repository, ETL in another repository, documentation somewhere in Wiki, put it all in one place. Why? You want to have quality control. When you do code review, you will also do code review of a diagram as a code in your docs folder. Everything in one place. Scheduler. Why we love Airflow? Because it's industry mainstream. So everyone knows Airflow. Easily, you can find a person easily in the market with Airflow skills. Developers like it because it's all programmable. Everything as a code. Operations like it because it has this red color, green color. Okay, I just need to find my failed jobs. Let me click on one button. You have everything. And operations like because with one button we do deployment. In our case, we are running Airflow on already existing platform. So we have infrastructure in place and the support team. And here you might say, you have support team. It's not you who is running Airflow. You are contradicted yourself. You are not autonomous. Of course, big organization, you will be not autonomous. You'll always use someone else's tools. But here we had an option. We have Airflow, we have UC4, we have Informatica, we have Data Stage, we have all the zoo. But what you need to choose the tool which actually is with team which is doing great job. Go to your ticketing system, find how many problems this team has, how well they respond to these problems. And then make your choice. Okay, schema management. This is what we do, right, in databases. Schema management. What option we have? Imperative approach. You need to make a change in a table. With this migration approach, you need to create one more script. We hate it. We don't like it. We don't want to have one more file in the repository just because you added one more column. Another way to do it is the declarative approach. So you define only the final state of the table, you added C3 column, and you have magic deployment tool, which takes the latest state you defined and then do something and it's promoted to production. Someone needs to write this magic tool. And now imagine you have, in our case, we have 30 applications running on Snowflake. Imagine 30 teams will write their own deployment tool. It's insane. If only you hear what someone who is writing deployment tool, alarm, stop them. But thanks to Snowflake, finally, a year ago we did it. Create an alter table. Now we don't need this deployment tool. All we need to do is just create an alter. You need to add a column, you just boom, do it in declarative way. Finally. Everything as a code, again, dynamic SQL. Someone is very proud that they do dynamic SQL. And indeed, what other options we have? Imagine we have all these core layer, we have hubs, satellites, and links, and we write storage procedure, and it creates the loading script to whatever table based on parameters. How it works? Oh, it's create dynamic SQL. Okay, let's say you made a change in this storage procedure. One line change, and go to your pull request. You see only one line, you think, oh, no problem, let's approve it. One line, but it changed everything. One line can change all the loadings of all your tables. What does it mean? It's not reviewable. Dynamic SQL is not reviewable. Again, when we are doing the code review, we want to see what has been changed, right? And we want to understand the magnitude of this change. With dynamic SQL, you cannot see it. Thanks, Snowflake. They introduced this execute immediate from file. Why we like it? Because now we can turn our dynamic SQL into scripts and put it into repository. And when we are doing code review, we'll have like, 100 scripts are modified. And this is when I see the magnitude of a change. I will say, oh my God, like it's a big change. Probably I will be more careful with code review. Trunk-based development. Atlassian, you know Atlassian, right? It's they are producing all this Bitbucket and Confluence. Even industry leaders are saying you, don't do Git flow. Do trunk-based development. If you want to have real CI/CD pipeline, if you want to do DevOps, do trunk-based development. Industry leaders are telling you, but now everyone is still using Git flow. Are we doing trunk-based development? Not really, but it's actually environment-driven development. So what is happening? We have 3 branches only: dev, test, master branch. During the day we do commit, push, push, push. At night time we are writing the build. In the morning we review the build result, and we take a decision. Do we want to promote it on a next environment, on a test environment? So we're happy if everything is green. We do create pull request. It goes to test environment. And when we have this the manual testing, we just did it just because testers want to do manual testing. But it's highly not appreciated. Let's say, again, the build is running fine, it's all green. We promote to production. This is how we work. Developer is doing the pushes. I see what he did. When I pull to my report, I can immediately give feedback to him. What are you doing? Okay, this is not the right way of doing it. Or we will see merge conflict immediately. And this is why trunk-based development was invented. Not to have merge conflicts. And merge conflicts is evil. Test-driven development. This is important. This is the culture, the mind, the shift in your thinking. I was so surprised that it's very hard to introduce. Why we need to do it, even if you are really an experienced developer. When you are doing test-driven development, first you think, how should I test this feature? And this time when you are thinking about it, it's already a good time spending. Test-driven development gives you opportunity to think more about your solution before you start literally doing it. It's not easy. I mean, it's a cultural shift, I would say. But we are doing it. It's an enabler for all automated testing. It must have. And if someone is not doing it, then have, private talk to them. Then you might say, look, I'm like a senior developer, right? I'm like already very senior. I will not do this kindergarten. Please do for kids, yes. Show them that even you are doing it. When you're in a big bank, but testing is taken very seriously. You literally need to show that you are doing all kinds of tests. Component test, integration test, system integration test, acceptance test, release verification. You have to provide the evidence that all these test levels are done for you to deploy on production. But in our case, all these test levels are nothing else but just a SQL query. Why? Because it will be very simple to check. Each of these test types is just a SQL query. So when I am doing development, I am not switching environment. I'm just writing quick SQL query, which will return only one column, violation text. If something is not working, violation text will show what is the problem. Monitoring and technical data observability. Guys, if you don't have access to Snowflake account usage, then you're blind. Snowflake provides all the tools to do observability. Let's say you are on the same your test environment and development environment and production on the same account, when we can use shares to expose technical log to your developers online. But if you are on a different region, then shares doesn't work. When you have to do replication groups. Make sure your developers can get query explain plan from production. So they don't go, to some operation, register a ticket and say, can you just send me this execution plan? Make it self-service. So Snowflake gives all possible instruments to do this monitoring. Now build fast. So this is it's all about how to have a build phase in a fast way. So this is our change lead time. It consists of pull request review, build some formalities which you don't impact anyhow. We ignore it and we deploy it. So when you need to focus on something what you can control, and build is something what you control. In our build, what we're running like 10,000 queries during the build. If you run them one by one, that will be, of course, a never-ending story. What option we do? We build a broker, right? We build a broker, and a broker will spread all this flow into several sessions, and this is how you will do it faster. Still uncool. So what Snowflake now did? Finally, now you can run your queries in asynchronous mode within the same session, and Snowflake will spread this workflow across all your multi-cluster environment. So you don't need to build now the broker. You just need to write few lines of code, execute all your queries in parallel, wait when all will end it, and that build is done. It's not build, it's actually test. Dynamic tables. Once we started to work with them, it's a life changer. All our information layer, presentation layer, it's all from dynamic tables. So now we even don't think about another option, but we need to be careful. Rely but verify. So you might have a situation when your data in dynamic table is obsolete and no errors. Imagine nothing is failing. It's because if something is failing when dynamic table is refreshing, you receive no error message. The error message will be sitting in account usage query history log. So be careful, monitor it, set up a unit test on it. And now cloud services do cost. It's not cheap. But in our situation, they don't charge us because Snowflake don't charge you for cloud services if cloud services are not more than 15% from your compute cost. So in our situation, it's free of charge. Again, and when you will do backup of your environment, and you will do backup, dynamic table is alive. You do backup of your 100 dynamic tables, and they are alive on a backup database. They generate with cloud services. Be careful, disable them. Regular code reviews. And this is, I treat them as a morning workout. So why do we do morning workout, but we don't do code reviews? So you just treat them as a workout. For example, for warm-up, you review what is not failing often. So production build, very fast. It might happen that it's all red, and you stop. It will make your day. You will go and do hot fixes and so on. When you do test build review, when you do development environment build review, and this is where you will spend time. And when you go to your Bitbucket or whatever, GitHub, and you do diff, and you see who did what, you discuss it, you give up proposals, and this is how everyone will be on the same page. You might say, are you crazy? Like 10 developers are spending time? No, in our case, we are 4 developers. But of course, if it would be only one person who will be driving this meeting, it will be like this Dwight Schrute. I know, half an idiot, because you literally need to inspire people. Okay, you do this, why you did this change? Rotate. Today it's me, tomorrow is you, the day tomorrow is you, so on. This is how all people in your team will be very, very aware about your code base. And finally, you have improvement proposal. Okay, guys, what do you think we will do? We can do better. This, and this. We don't go to jar and create ticket. No, just put them in some to-do markdown file in your repository, and that's it. And later you will create jar tickets. That's pretty much. Thank you very much.